stage. We're not going public, as I told you, until we're larger. So it depends on people telling other people to build the organization. The only way to go around that would be if at some point the pendulum swung and everyone in Congress said, yeah, why don't we have a peace memorial? And there was a vote and they gave land and funds and everything. But that's a pretty remote possibility because, as I said, the general concept is in the United States that you win the war to maintain the peace. You earn the peace by winning the war. And there is an institute called the U.S. Peace Institute already building adjacent to the mall where everyone on the board of directors is a retired general or admiral or is currently in the military, and the U.S. Peace Institute, which has peace in its title, which will have a, quote, peace museum, has never, ever in its history opposed a U.S. war or proposed a peaceful alternative to a U.S. war. So I think that any peace memorial that the Congress ever supported would not really be a memorial to people who oppose war. Yes?
After World War II, the Japanese created peace memorials all over Japan, especially
Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Right, in honor of that. And they have the tradition over there of the large bells, which they ring them with these big logs. And they're very powerful and they're very resonant. And I have proposed to some people here that idea be brought forward as a symbol of peace that could be run throughout the community in the area, perhaps the region. I'm the actual founder of the Southwest Coalition for Peace and Justice. We represent around 14 member groups plus several individuals. And I just feel that to let the community know when they hear on a particular day that peace is a factor coming from that sound. When church bells ring, you know it's time to attend church. Perhaps when the peace bell rings, the time to attend to peace.
Excellent. And that could be part of the Peace Memorial design. I mean, all these options are open for the design. Harvey, you had
my question was exactly the same as Doug's. Is when you complete your goals, when you get to that level, will you be able to get real estate, or is that just an automatic thing, as you said, through the three commissions?
Yeah, there are over 100 memorials already in the queue to be considered, and they're to some very obscure things. The next biggest one, I think, to be opened will be Martin Luther King, and they're talking about $500 million to build some of these things. So there is talk about opening up more property on the Potomac for monuments. That the mall is getting full. So, we may not be on public property. We may not be in the mall. We may be in the backyard of a large church someplace. I have no idea what will finally happen, because it's going to take years to raise this kind of money, unless people like you and others know people who have funds available. Yes.
How much money do you think you need?
Well, our initial goal is $20 million, but looking at the prices of the one they just did for FDR and the one they're doing for Martin Luther King, I don't know why they get so expensive. Frankly, we may have to choose a design that uses a small footprint and doesn't cost as much. But you have to have a trust fund set up to guarantee maintenance into perpetuity. And the idea is that this is the front lawn of the nation. International visitors come. If somebody spray paints graffiti on your monument, they want it sandblasted off by 10 a.m. The grounds have to be kept. It has to be kept up. There's so many. I think there's a World War I monument that's just crumbling because there wasn't adequate provision for its maintenance. So the restrictions are very high right now in terms of the materials that are used and the maintenance issues. So we don't know. But in order to operate our operation, we think 20 million is the goal. But we're going to go public at 1 million. And I'll probably retire at that point and just devote my full time as a volunteer.
I have one last comment, and not a question. I know that most of us here have fought for peace in any which way we can. The thing that impresses me most about this is that old theory, you can wrap your arms around this. This is a tangible product that you can actually buy into and not a theory. So often we stand in the streets with the flags saying support the troops, and it feels like you're not getting anywhere. But somehow or another, working for something like this, that's why I'm so happy to see Michael here today. Working for something like this is really something to work for. It's a real thing that can actually happen to prove to us peaceniks, or call us what we want to call us, that there is such a thing, and that it's patriotic. It's the right thing to do, not the wrong thing. Yeah, thank you.
Correct thing to do.
Larry?
Yeah, Michael,
Not right. I don't
can
use
you,
the word right in.
just in case some of the people here know people in other states, can you give a quick rundown on the states that aren't represented?
Well, thank you for asking. I hope I have that.
Or just guesstimate if you can, you know.
Well, it's
those
all
you
the
remember.
places I've never in my life visited, like North Dakota. Here they are. We're missing right now Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Delaware, Kansas, Mississippi, Montana, Nebraska, and New Mexico. Said you might know somebody there. North Dakota, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, West Virginia, and Wyoming. So that's 15 states. We have 35. Many, of course, have many founding members, because once one person becomes a founding member, they tell others. And I think Florida and California are #1 right now in terms of founding members.
Michael, thank you very much.